Hey guys, welcome. In today's video, I set off the alarm of our Tata Nexon EV, speak to the car and get a big face palm. Hey Nexon, do you love me?
I did not understand what you said.
And scare myself crazy in sports mode. Let's get started now. And a huge shout out and thanks to Gurudev Tata Motors for providing this Nexon EV for review. Do check them out if you want to buy a Nexon EV or any other Tata product. I've linked all their contact details in the video description below. And now, let's get on with the video. Alright guys, so starting with the design, the Nexon EV is a very handsome looking vehicle. We have the big Tata logo on the front, along with the EV badge, and these plastic trim pieces are finished in this electric blue color, and you also get these Y-shaped elements in the lower half of the grille, and these are practically the only differences between this Nexon EV and the regular Nexon. The headlights on this vehicle are really sharp and have nice details like this LED element, and you also get a projector halogen setup. We also get fog lights, and these are regular bulbs. Now talking about the overall frontal design of the vehicle, it's nice to see that Tata Motors has not gone overboard in distinguishing this car from the regular Nexon. Moving to the wheels, so we have 215/60 R16 rubber, which is wrapped around these dual tone diamond cut finished alloys, which look really very nice and premium and give the vehicle an overall look of class. The side profile is that of a typical Nexon, and you get these bulged wheel arches which give the car a purposeful look. We get the EV badge as mentioned earlier, and this trim piece is also finished in this electric blue color which differentiates it from the regular Nexon. We get a dual tone white color roof rails and a shark fin antenna. We also get a blackened C-pillar to give the roof a floating design. Moving to the rear, so we have another Nexon style element which is a spanner shape, again finished in this electric blue color, and we also get the EV badge on the right, Nexon badging in the center, and a Ziptron badge on the left. More on that when we get driving. We also have the Tata Motors logo and a reverse camera which is very neatly integrated into the piano black finish. Let's quickly check out the boot space of the vehicle. So the boot opens nice and wide as you can see, and you get 350 liters of space, which is quite reasonable for a family of 4 and taking luggage for a weekend. The loading lip too is not too high, and you also get a spare wheel, though this is a steel wheel and not an alloy. Let's quickly close the boot and continue with the walk around. We also get reflectors which are located at the base of the bumper and are covered by the same electric blue trim. The charge door of the vehicle is over here, and let's quickly get inside. So the rear doors open nice and wide as you guys can see, which means getting in and getting out is not an issue. The Nexon, being a compact crossover, has high set seats at the back, which means getting in and getting out for the elderly is very easy. The doors close with a nice thud, and you do feel very secure sitting inside. Legroom, kneeroom and headroom are ample in this cabin, and it's very easy to sit long hours very comfortably at the back of the Nexon. The seats are comfortable, and though black, you get this electric blue stitching as well as the Y-shaped pattern which livens things up a bit. You get rear AC vents, but the door pockets at the back are quite small. You do get an 8-speaker Harman system of 4 speakers and 4 tweeters, and you also get height adjustment for the front seat belts. The interior has a black and white color combination, and you also get grab handles on both sides. The white color really does give the cabin a very airy feel, and you can even get a sunroof on top end versions. You get a center armrest with cup holders, and I must say, quality levels on the new Tata Nexon are on a different level, especially when you compare it to Tata products of just a few years ago. Tata Motors have really spent a lot of time and money to ensure quality levels as well as fit and finish levels of their cars are on par or even better than some of the competitors. Moving to the front, we have a request sensor on the door for proper keyless entry and go, and it looks like I just set off the alarm. So with the magic of editing, yeah, alarm is off. Moving to the door pockets, we have the controls for the windows, and only the driver window gets a one-touch feature. Door pockets are quite big and can hold 1 liter bottles. We have the controls of mirrors over here, and let's quickly climb inside. So once you get inside the Nexon EV, there are a few subtle differences when compared to the regular Nexon. Before that, let's quickly turn on the vehicle, and the vehicle comes to life with the sound of silence. And yes guys, this is the future of motoring, complete pure electrical silence. The instrument cluster is a combination of an analog speedometer and a digital display. This digital display gives you information such as your gear selector, your battery percentage, your range, odometer reading and other telltale lights. The instrument cluster is also surrounded by the same blue color plastic as the outside is. On the right you have your controls for your indicator, and on the left you have your wiper controls. The steering wheel is leather wrapped and feels really nice to hold as well. We get buttons for the infotainment system on the left and buttons for controlling the center screen on the right. These buttons do feel quite nice to use as well. Talking about the infotainment system, so this is a 7-inch touchscreen system that's really responsive and easy to use. We also get a reverse parking camera with adaptive guidelines, and that's a nice feature to have. Talking about the center control stack, so we have your AC vents, your music controls, automatic climate control system, a 12-volt socket and a USB port, a small cubby hole for keeping the key, your gear selector, your handbrake, as well as a center armrest which doubles up as a storage compartment. You get an additional sliding cover over here, and as you guys can see, this car is quite practical with a lot of storage. Talking about the front seats are nice and comfortable with good bolstering and good support, and you have the same Y-shaped pattern. The glove box is quite big and deep, and this car really is very practical. The internal mirror, however, is not auto dimming, and you get a light on top as well as a small storage space above that. The sun visors has a toll receipt holder on the driver's side without a mirror, but has a mirror on the passenger side without a light. The Nexon EV has one more party trick, and that's its voice command feature. Take a listen.
Command.
Setting temperature to 22 degrees.
Setting temperature to 22.
As you guys can see, this voice command feature can be used to switch audio sources, make and attend phone calls, turn off the air conditioning, and even set the temperature. However, it cannot answer personal questions like this. Hey Nexon, do you love me?
I did not understand what you said.
And on that bombshell, let's quickly check out the engine bay before getting to drive the car. And as you guys can see, the engine bay, or should I say motor bay, of the Nexon EV has a big plastic cover on it, and all the components are hidden deep inside. Anyway guys, let's now get driving. Alright guys, so driving the Nexon EV. Now this is actually the first time that I'm driving an electric vehicle, and I must say the driving experience is really very nice. Let's first start with the general driving aspects of the vehicle before taking a deeper look at the electric vehicle experience. Starting with visibility, all round is excellent. The front windshield is nice and wide, and even the rear view mirrors are quite large, giving a good view of what's behind you. The driving position is high and commanding, so you can get a proper view of what's in front of you. Talking about the ride and handling balance, now this is the Nexon's forte. The regular Nexon was praised a lot for its ride quality, and I must say the Nexon EV is no different. Be it bad roads or smooth roads, the Nexon suspension takes it all in its stride, and it's only the really sharp bumps that catch the car out. Talking about handling, now this Nexon EV is actually a much better handler when compared to the regular Nexon. The reason behind that is the battery pack. So the Nexon EV has the heavy battery pack mounted low to the floor, giving this car a lower center of gravity when compared to the regular Nexon. This makes this car very stable at high speeds, and even going around corners, the Nexon EV feels very stable and composed. The steering too is calibrated very well. It's nice and light at low speeds and weighs up quite well at high speeds too. Now it's time to finally move on to the electric driving dynamics, that is basically the electric motor and battery pack of the Nexon EV. So the Nexon EV has a permanent magnet synchronous motor producing 129 PS of peak power and 245 Newton meters of peak torque. These numbers are very healthy for an IC engine itself, and being electric, this vehicle benefits from instant throttle response. The minute you put your foot down, there is zero lag and the car shoots forward with quite a lot of enthusiasm and energy. Powering this electric motor is a 30.2 kWh battery, which gives the Nexon a claimed range of 312 km. In the real world, there have been reports of this vehicle doing a comfortable 250 to 280 km range, depending of course on your driving style. Now this range is really sensitive to your driving style because there is a big difference between the regular drive mode and sport mode. Let's now do a quick acceleration test in drive mode to check if the Nexon EV lives up to its reputation of being a very affordable yet sporty electric vehicle. Wow guys, this Tata Nexon EV really has quite a punch to deliver. We are only in drive mode and yet the power on offer is awesome. This is the Tata Nexon EV. It's Tata's first electric vehicle, and for their first attempt, this vehicle is absolutely awesome. And this is only in drive mode. We haven't gone into sport mode yet. Until now. Let's go into sports mode right now, and there we have it. We are now in sports mode. In sports mode, we unlock the full 129 bhp and 245 Nm, and as you guys can see over here, we only have wheel spin on offer. That's the amount of power and responsiveness this Tata Nexon EV delivers. I think to fully test this vehicle, we need to go to the bypass. So with the magic of editing, alright guys, let's begin the performance test with a 0 to 100 acceleration run. I usually film my 0 to 100 acceleration tests for separate videos, but as you guys can see over here, the speedometer is blocked off by the steering wheel in this particular angle, and hence I cannot give you the actual time. Don't worry, I will attempt to film this some other time, but for now let's make do with this. So in drive mode, the vehicle does 0 to 100 in approximately 11.5 to 12 seconds. Now let's move on to something more important when it comes to electric vehicle ownership, the cost. How expensive is it to buy? How much does it cost to charge? What's the maintenance cost? Let's take a look right now. This XZ Plus version of the Nexon EV is approximately 17 lakhs on road Chennai, and the top spec diesel AMT Nexon is approximately 14 lakhs. So this vehicle is 3 lakhs more expensive in buying cost. When you talk about maintenance cost, maintaining an EV is almost nil in maintenance. That's because you don't have any expensive engine oils, air filters, spark plugs, diesel injectors to change. Every 40,000 kilometers, the vehicle goes in for a general checkup, and depending on your driving style, the maximum that needs to be replaced are the brakes. And by this I mean only the brake pads, and in the case of the rear brakes, the brake shoes. Actually speaking, it's totally possible to have a completely nil maintenance cost on an Nexon EV, or any EV for that matter. Let me explain. During our childhood, while playing with remote control cars, you would have noticed if you took your finger off the button that makes the car go forward, within a few minutes the vehicle would have come to a stop immediately, like almost the motors were reversing it to come to a stop. That's basically the same thing that happens over here. So in theory, if you're able to predict stoplights and traffic, it's completely possible to drive the Nexon EV using just one pedal, the accelerator pedal. Hence, the wear and tear on the brakes are very much limited, and in the long run, you won't have to change your brake pads or brake shoes that often. Talking about cost. So the battery of the Nexon, as I mentioned earlier, is 30.2 kilowatts, and this takes 8 hours to charge from 20% to 100% at a cost of 200 rupees approximately. With an approximate range of 250 kilometers of mixed drive and sport mode, you're looking at 200 rupees for 250 kilometers, which is very reasonable, especially in this modern age when an IC engine is going to cost you much more. Talking about warranty, so we have an 8-year or 1,60,000 km warranty on the battery, and a 3-year or 1,25,000 km warranty on the vehicle. So warranty wise also and maintenance wise also, the Nexon EV is a winner there. So guys, with that, let's quickly wrap up the review with a quick 0 to 100 acceleration test, this time in sports mode. Wow guys, the pull is just amazing, and I'm sure Tata Motors' claim of 0 to 100 in less than 10 seconds is definitely possible and believable, and don't worry, I will test that myself sometime soon. So guys, the Tata Nexon EV, India's homegrown electric vehicle. Is it any good? Well, yes, the Tata Nexon EV is an amazing product. It's well-rounded, it's luxurious, it's comfortable, it does the job, and being India's most affordable EV vehicle is definitely one of the best vehicles, I must say. So guys, if you like the video, you know what to do. Give the video a thumbs up, hit the like button, take a second to subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you and bye bye.